Hello everyone, welcome back to my video. I hope you guys all had a amazing Super Bowl Sunday. It was definitely an interesting game and definitely enjoyed like the halftime show from Bad Bunny. So it was great. Hope you guys are staying headstrong, staying focused and disciplined and chasing your dreams and goals and being very ambitious and learning from every day. So today's topic of discussion is going to be stop trying to compare yourself to other people. This is something that I feel like is just a natural thing that as humans we do. Especially if you're someone that like plays sports or is in a position where you're competing against maybe another brand or another person for a job. It could be something that is just a natural instinct. Like for me, for an example, I consider myself a very, very competitive person. And sometimes this is this leads me to kind of compare myself to other people. And I think there's a lot of people similar to me. You watching this video, you probably have something similar where um, you are consistently trying to compare yourself with other people. And I think that's just a natural thing that we do as humans, especially those that are very, very hyper competitive or have grown up in a hyper competitive system or life or something like that. For me, when I reflect back on a lot of the things that have transpired in my life, yes, motivation to be better than other people has given me an extra fire and an extra edge in trying to prove a lot of doubters wrong and a lot of people wrong. But I would say this, it could potentially do you more harm than good because at the end of the day, if you're going to compare yourself to someone that has completely different genetics, completely different life, completely different mind style, completely different diet, completely different culture that they were raised in, you can't compare yourself to those people. You can't compare yourself to others because you as an individual are different. You have different abilities, you have different gifts, you have different interests. It doesn't make sense to compare yourself to others. It does make sense to compare yourself against yourself, right? And I think in order for us to advance in a career or in school or in sports, we have to first conquer ourselves. And I want to use Michael Jordan as an example. Now, when Michael Jordan says he is the greatest competitor or he's one of the greatest competitors, I agree. I think he's extremely competitive in his pursuit of greatness. But one thing that I noticed about him is he has mastered the self. He has mastered his own ability to control his mind, to control how he his emotions during the game. That to me is the inner battle won. And when the inner battle is won, you can start to look for outside motivation. But until this is secured, you're still going to be consistently fighting yourself. And I'm sure if you ask Michael Jordan, he probably would tell you that mentally he had to conquer his mind before he can start to look for other outlets. Yes, I'm sure growing up as a kid he competed and he compared himself to other kids, right? But I'm a firm believer that once he really conquered his mind, that's when he started to win the championships. That's when things started to happen. So at the end of the day, guys, my whole point is this: you need to conquer the self and you need to focus on the self. It doesn't make sense to compare yourself to other people that have completely different life, that have completely different situations, that do stuff differently than you. It doesn't make sense, right? Just because one person is succeeding doesn't mean you're not going to succeed. Just because one person is doing something amazing doesn't mean that you're not going to do something amazing. You know, I think you need to look from yourself from the 3D, right? I always say this, look at from yourself from the third person, view yourself from the outside. What do I need to work on? What do I need to improve? Because at the end of the day, guys, it's the battle for the self, right? How many times do we get tempted to maybe we're on a diet and we want to eat that cookie? Or how many times do we get tempted to say, you know what, I don't want to read that book. I'm a little bit, I'm just going to procrastinate. I'm going to procrastinate homework. I'm going to do this and that. How many times do we do that in our lives? We're constantly in moments where we have to try and discipline ourselves. We have to try and conquer what we have going on in here. And that is the inner game. That is the inner mastery that we need in this world. That is the inner mastery that will get you to the next level, to progress in life. And eventually, once you conquer that mind, you will be able to help others and guide others. You'll be looked at as kind of like a spiritual teacher. But in reality, you're just doing the necessities that is required for us as humans. Obviously growing up, the reason why I talk about the mind so much is because I struggle with the mind. It was something as a kid that held me back a lot. And now that I'm older and I read more books and I'm practicing more, I guess we'll call it like mental wellness. I'm starting to understand the mind. I'm starting to understand the world and how the universe and how energy around me flows. And I think once you start to understand these principles, your life gets substantially easier and it gets better for you to understand everything. Things come and go, so you have to understand that. Things come and go. If you had a bad day, okay, you had a bad day, brush it off, go to the next. But again, these little factors that we are learning about, you cannot compare yourself to others. You just can't. It's a really dangerous mindset because at the end of the day, you're never going to be satisfied. You're never going to be in peace, right? And peace is, to me, it's not a lack of ambition. To me, when you're fully in peace, it is a full awareness and full confidence in yourself. And to me, confidence is like by far the most important thing in this world. And those people that are very, very confident in themselves, like Jordan, towards the end of his career, they said he used to stay out late, like almost the whole day, go to the game, drop 30, 40 points, and be the best player because he was confident in himself. He was spiritually and mentally in tune with himself. And in my opinion, that's what ultimately gave him the edge over everyone. Same thing like look at Cristiano Ronaldo or Lionel Messi. Like, what are they good at? Yes, they're fantastic football players and they have talent, but I would argue that their greatest asset is their mindset. To be able to be sure of yourself, to be able to have spent so much time and so much hardship and to control your mind at such an elite level, to me is the next step in progression for success to get to where you want to go. And I think that ultimately is determined by how you can focus on your own mind. Can you compete against yourself? Can you wake up in the morning, wake up early to go to the gym or work out and stuff? Not because it's part of the grind, no, because it's hard, because it's mentally challenging. Can you say no to alcohol when you're out with your friends? Can you go in and put extra reps and shots up in the basketball court? In the gym? Can you go and run on the treadmill? Can you go outside when it's cold and sprint and play with the ball and juggle and do all that? Can you do all of it when it's uncomfortable, right? This is like mental challenges. These are mental challenges that I highly recommend you put yourself in uncomfortable situations because if you can power through those just by using this, that is a catalyst for the building block of conquering the self. And once you conquer the self, things get easier in this world. Things start to happen because the hardest thing in this world is the mind, conquering the mind. We physically can look good, we physically can look amazing, but if we're mentally not there, if we're mentally hurt, emotionally hurt, because those two go together, then people have serious problems. We've seen people that look normal, that have normal jobs, end up doing mass shootings or they end up committing homicide. Why? Because they weren't mentally stable. And the mental is the most important thing. The exterior obviously is a reflection of the interior, but sometimes the exterior is an illusion compared to what's happening on the inside. There's a lot of people that are good at hiding their emotions or hiding their problems. There's a lot of people that are good at that. But again, it goes back to the same point. You need to conquer the self, right? So if you're an athlete, focus on your own progression. Don't focus on what the other guy's getting, whatever sponsorship or NIL deal or signing a professional. Don't focus on that. Focus on yourself. Because when you put your attention on yourself and the ones that, your support system, your family, your friends, things of that nature, and you focus on that, life is just great. you want to be the main character of your own movie. Don't be a side character in someone else's movie. Be the main character in your own movie. Create your own destiny. Focus on yourself because you have something to offer in this world. You can be great too. You don't have to live on the phone and watch other people do stuff that you dream of. Go out and do it. Be it. Whatever you have, whatever desire, whatever greatness that you have inside of you, that burning fire to do something. Go out and do it. You'll come across challenge. You'll come across failure. You'll come across things that you've never conquered before. And it's scary, right? Because you don't know sometimes where to start. You don't know what's on the other side. But I'm telling you, in that pursuit of greatness, you will find yourself. And you'll be tested on yourself. It's just, can you handle it? Right? So focus on you. Focus on your progression. Don't focus on what the other guy's getting. Right? Screw him. Focus on you. What you can do in this world, you can be great at. So stay strong. Stay headstrong. Right? When I mean headstrong, I mean focusing on the path ahead. Tunnel vision. I want this, I'm going to get this. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. I'm going to focus on. That's what you guys need to do in this world. You hear me? So again, guys, focus on yourself. Continue to improve. Have faith. Stay headstrong. That's all you need to do and conquer the self. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Follow me on social media at issa.elassal. I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, obviously YouTube, and follow my TikTok as well. And yeah, guys, again, just keep having the faith, keep believing, keep striving to be the better version of yourself. And again, we're constantly fighting against ourselves. Don't compare yourself to anybody else but you. Anyway, guys, peace. Hope you guys enjoyed this. See ya.